Welcome to our channel. Today, we'll talk about something important for kids. Learning to talk. Every kid learns to talk differently. But what if a kid doesn't start talking when they're supposed to? Today, we'll explore why some kids are taking longer to speak compared to kids in the past. We'll look into how children can learn to talk quickly, figure out the problems, and find ways to help them do better in learning their way to talk. Lack of mother-valued interaction. It's a well-established fact that a mother's interaction plays a pivotal role in a child's early development, especially concerning speech acquisition. From the moment a child is born, the interaction between a mother and her baby sets the foundation for language skills. Here's why this interaction is crucial and how its absence can lead to delayed speech. In the initial years, babies learn through observing, listening, and mimicking sounds. Mothers often engage in baby talk, exaggerating sounds, and repeating words, which encourages infants to mimic and attempt speech. Nonverbal cues, facial expressions, gestures, and eye contact during communication help babies associate sounds with meanings. A nurturing and responsive mother-infant interaction fosters a sense of emotional security, encouraging babies to explore language confidently. Lack of quality interaction may affect a child's confidence in expressing themselves verbally, potentially leading to delayed speech milestones. To counter delayed speech due to limited interaction, mothers can dedicate uninterrupted time for verbal interaction, talking, reading, and singing to the baby. Incorporate verbal communication during routine activities like feeding, diaper changes, and playtime. Enlist help from family to ensure consistent verbal engagement when mothers are unavailable. Preoccupied parents and siblings with devices in our modern digital age. Mobile devices have become universal, altering various aspects of our lives, including how parents interact with their infants by giving them devices or ignoring them. Excessive exposure to mobile devices in babies' early years might hinder speech development. Here's how mobile device usage can affect babies' language acquisition. Babies might receive less verbal stimulation when parents are engrossed in mobile devices, limiting language exposure. Infants learn language cues, vocabulary, and speech patterns through direct verbal interaction, which might be compromised when parents are preoccupied with devices. Prolonged exposure to screens might delay speech milestones due to limited exposure to verbal communication. Infants might miss out on learning words and language nuances from devices due to a lack of repetition. Attention diversion. Excessive screen time can divert babies away from meaningful listening power. They start focusing on visuals only. Babies need engaging, responsive interactions for optimal cognitive and speech development, which might be hampered by screen distraction. To prevent delayed speech due to mobile device usage, establish tech-free zones. Designate specific areas or times without mobile devices to focus solely on interacting and communicating with the baby. Model healthy screen use. Parents should model balanced screen usage to prioritize face-to-face interaction and encourage healthy habits. Use devices purposefully. When using mobile devices around babies, ensure they serve educational purposes, like interactive learning apps or educational videos. Daycare centers influence. If you are a working parent, daycare centers play a significant role in a child's early development, including speech habits. Here's a breakdown of how daycare centers can impact babies' speech habits. Time constraints. Limited one-on-one interaction due to the ratio of caregivers to children might hinder individual speech development. Speech delays. In some cases, children might imitate the speech habits or patterns of other children, potentially impacting their speech milestones. Lack of love and affection. A child can get confused while interacting with different caregivers and end up getting sad and silent. Autism spectrum disorder. According to the CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 44 children have been identified with autism spectrum disorder. Psychologists work with kids who are on the spectrum and with their families. Autism is a disability that occurs in early brain development. The latest research shows that it probably leads to various difficulties that children and adults have with social communication behaviors and often with sensory sensitivities. Children can be diagnosed with the disorder as young as 2 years old, but parents often notice signs of it in the first year of their child's life, like if their child avoids eye contact, doesn't smile back at them, doesn't have an interest in games, or does not respond to their name by the time they're 9 months old. Babies are incredibly social, and if you feel like your child is kind of tuned out or keeps to themselves or not interested in interacting with other people, That is a red flag, and parents who notice those red flags need to talk to their doctor as soon as possible. The wait and see watching is not always the best policy. Practical tips and solutions. Remember, each child's speech journey is unique. While these strategies can aid in improving speech issues, patience, consistency, and a supportive environment remain the cornerstones of nurturing healthy speech habits in babies. By fostering a language-rich environment at home, we can empower our children to reach their full potential in speech and language development. Mindful screen time. Limit exposure to screens, especially during crucial developmental stages. Model healthy device usage habits, and ensure ample face-to-face interactions. We hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and push the notification button for updates.